Now we're going to move to the right hand emojis. In the right hand emojis, I have not as many, but as important, if not more. We start with what I call the chicken wing. Why is the chicken wing? Because, I was explaining to one of my students years ago how to use our elbow in what I call a smiling face movement, or a banana form, or a half a moon shape form. And she said, oh, it's like that dance. You know that dance. So and she said, it's like a chicken wing. And I said, yes, that's it. From now on, it's going to be called the chicken wing. So when you play violin, you use a lot of this movement. When you play cello, yes, we use this movement too, but we use a lot of the chicken wing movement. That's actually the creator of the sound. Why? Because flowing of air, if you treat your bow as your cello mouth, that's what makes the sound. If this is the mouth, this is inhaling and exhaling air. Yeah? So if I play a song that we all know, see, it sounds because I'm not using enough elbow. Let's see what happens if I do. See, I do it just with my elbow. Just with my elbow. Now, if I play something faster, say I play. If I place my elbow as if I'm hanging on a chair, which many cellists do, and I just move my arm, I create a robotic sound. If I add to this the chicken wing, I create this beauty, this swing of sound with it. So, number one is the chicken wing, okay? Number two is the cello tongue. And when I ask my students, okay, so you have a chicken wing, you have a creator of sound, you have something that creates the sound. Now, let's say it is your mouth. This is your cello mouth. What part of it is your tongue? So first I ask them to speak without a tongue. I tell them, can you say now, good morning, while your tongue is placed low on your lower mouth, so that it sounds really funny. Sorry, but it sounds like this. Hello, good morning. Yes. So in order to articulate and to have height of notes when you speak, your tongue is consistently hitting the back of your upper part of your mouth. Now, what is that part in your bow arm? Immediately they say, oh, of course, your fingers. So then I tell them, well, if it's your fingers, why don't you ever move them? So, so many cellists play, they would move the wrist, they would move the chicken wing, but they would not move the fingers. Where if you learn to move them, you can create clarity without doing anything. It's like solar energy again. So what I do is this. I tell them, okay, put your bow away. Now, imagine you're holding an apple. Throw it away. Take this shape, go to your heart. Take it out. Take your heart out. Take it out. Now look at it and marvel it. It's still alive. What happens to a heart when it's still alive? It's still pumping. Okay, pump your heart. You pump your heart. Now I ask them, imagine that your thumb is the main vein of this heart. The thumb is initiating this pumping. Now I tell them, okay, this is your cello tongue. This is going to be pumped when you play the cello. Now, take your heart, put it back in. You're back alive. Take your bow, place it on the cello, hold it with your left hand. Put your hand on the bow, hold it. Now, start to pump your imaginary heart. Just do this. If you can see, the starting point of this pumping is your thumb. In fact, the most important vein to pump is your thumb. There's a masterclass on YouTube with Starker where he only talks about a student not being able to bend the thumb. It looks straight. If you straighten your thumb and you don't bend it and not have it flexible, you cannot use your cello tongue. And then I find that many students put their fingers down very low. So I ask them, okay, now look at your hand. And what they realize, what we realize together, is that they don't have a tongue. There's not enough space for a tongue. So you cannot pump anything. You cannot have this kind of articulation because your hand is completely planted down. So what I ask them to do is to find a contact point to the stick much lower. So it's around the first joint of our hand. See? First finger, second finger a little lower, fourth finger, that's a dangerous one. Many people put it down. Fourth finger, maybe around this bent area or decorative area on the bow. And little finger, I always say, if there would be evolution of cellists, it will disappear. We just don't need it. We need it for focus, yeah. There's a lot of things we can do with it. But if we put it down, we're tilting the weight away from the string, where sound is created. Sound is created through the first finger, so we always tilt it. But now, I can speak clearly by moving the tongue. So, a down bow would be closing, an up bow would be opening. Okay? So, you can take a very simple song. Up bow and down bow. Again, you can do the song. I have a machine here that produces air, and it's called the chicken wing. So one exercise is to play this beautiful song we all know. To initiate the movement of the bow with the elbow, and to distribute the clarity with your fingers. Another beautiful melody to play. Now, it sounds simple, but try it at home. You'll see that if you're not using your fingers and your elbow, it might sound scratchy, like this, and we don't like that sound. We like a sound that has sort of the letter P and the letter M in it. Pum, 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 pum. It has a beginning and an end. Okay? Another song, of course, is what I just played before, Christmas song. So I'm helping my distribution of air with the fingers. Okay? Now, another emoji is the banana bow. Banana bow is the same as chicken wing. It's just a different way to look at it. Sometimes when we have short notes, we don't have time to do this chicken wing. So we actually place our hand, but we can do a banana bow right here with our fingers. So if you play something a little bit faster, like now, yeah, I'm actually doing a banana bow in order to create beauty in fast notes rather than straight bow. So I'm hitting the string, but I continue the motion. It becomes a banana bow. Okay? Now we're going to talk about the infinitive number. That's another emoji. You can call it number 8 lying down, or the infinitive number. This is something I got from Larry Lesser, and it's extremely useful, I find, with the bow. Larry was one of my teachers, and I'm very thankful for that tip. What Larry taught us, at least that's what I understood, and what I'm using daily in my playing, is that, of course, each string is in a different angle. If you play the A string, it will not be the same motion as if you play the C string. Now, if he would say, okay, put your hand here as if you're playing the A string, now just drop it down, and you drop it down. Then you bring it up, drop it down. Now, look at the imaginary lines that you're creating. You're creating a line that actually go out and then down. It's not this. That's really not human to do. Yeah, this kind of line. We go out. Now, as I go down on the cello, as I go to D string, that line is going to become smaller and smaller, and on the C string, it would be just pushing it up and down. That's the C string. So let's try to put it into bow movement. If I'm on the A string and I play a down bow, my bow will actually, if I find objects in the room, my bow will go to the corner of this room. It will start by going over there. And oh my God, it feels so comfortable. This feels unnatural, and also the sound is weaker. See, I can't grab the string, but if I go in that direction, it's so easy to play the note. So if I play so the start of the infinitive number goes out here, but then when we go back, we always push something up a hill. If we do now with my fingers, with my cello tongue, I am turning the direction of the bow. I'm on a down bow. Now I'm going to an up bow. Now the up bow, the tip of my bow is going to tilt towards the public. Okay? So I always feel the resistance of the string, but I feel completely free if I put it into account with the Elgar concerto. That's a down bow. Now, if you can see, I'm using my body movement as well. Again, the number 8, out, inside. Now, when I play on D string, the number 8 becomes smaller. So instead of 2 big circles, it's like 2 eggs now. Yeah? On G string, those 2 eggs become almost 2 parallel lines. So the number 8 changing its shape. Now, on C string, as I said before, because of the angle of the string, we're always pushing up a hill, down and up bow. My bow is always tilted in that direction. If you play Shostakovich concerto, it's always in this direction. Instead of, see, it doesn't really grab the string. It's a different feeling. Really fun to do it. So that Elgar theme is really good one because you can start on A string and practice the number 8, and as you go down on the cello, the number 8 becomes smaller and smaller until it ends up being in this direction. Okay, last emoji for the bow arm. We are almost done with the basic approach to cello playing, which allow us to start making music. This is what I call the magical sound potion. And when we create sound, I tell my students, imagine you are a witch, and you are the witch of sound. And you have to go to the market, and you have to buy 3 ingredients to make sound. 3 kind of herbs. One of them is going to be how much weight you put on the bow. Okay? The other one will be where you're going to locate the bow. And the third one will be what kind of speed you're going to use the bow. So depending on where you are on the cello, you're going to play around with those 3 elements: weight, location, and speed. Now I want to show you an example. If I play a low D on C string, I'm using the 4 fundamentals: bouncing lower back, elbows, body movements, and breathing. It sounds pretty good, and I'm hardly moving my bow. This is like a singer singing a low note, not using much air. Now, if you ask a singer to sing a high note, Let's see what happened. I'm going to play the same D here on the cello. I'm going to use the same speed, same weight, and the same location, which was sort of in the middle between the bridge and the fingerboard. What is going to happen? Get ready, close your ears. See, the same speed that I used here on A string. You want the same quality? 10 times faster. And guess what? When you're a singer, if you sing ta, or ma, you need much more air. Same rules goes to the cello. So the higher we go, the more speed we need. If we would play the Elgar concerto in a different key and the main theme would have been here, it would be that slow. But luckily, I would say, it's on the A string and we have to use much more bow. If I would use the same amount of bow, it would sound... No, not good. That's only about speed. Not to mention, of course, the number 8 and the differentiality of it when we do it on different strings. So that's the speed. The location. You know, we always think that if we go close to the bridge, it's going to be scratchy. No. It's about the combination between the three. So one can play really soft. Look where my bow is. See, my bow is actually much closer to the bridge than it is to the fingerboard. So I can play close to the bridge on A string and in piano and create beautiful sound just by placing the right amount of weight on it. If I press, of course it's ugly, but if I control my weight, have the right angle and the right speed, I can play really soft. I can also play really loud, and look, I'm in the same spot, but I'm going to use different speed. That's a different sound, okay? Different speed. So those are the three elements to create sound. How much weight we put on the bow, the location, and the speed. As you see, there's nothing to do with left hand in that element.